but one of the key things is this realm of attention. And that's giving attention back to the person and a sincere appreciation for who they are in the moment. And I'll give you some examples how this has propelled me forward in my career. When I was working at Interpol, for example, I've found myself in unique scenarios. So it works across cultures as well. One time I was in Nepal and I was in the head of the police college there. And there's many colleges, so there's many, but there's one particular college that I was physically at. We were looking at creating some training programs for law enforcement officers in that country. And we sat down. And sometimes in policing, you get like this crazy, like macho stare down kind of thing. So the general or the officer in front of me, the super high ranking officer, like sat down and we just stared at each other for like 45 seconds. It was probably 10 seconds, but it felt like forever. And we're just doing like this intense stare down. And if you look away, then you're, like you're not a man or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'll play this game. So we did the stare down. He smiled, I smiled. And then we like built that like initial level of rapport. And he said something like, what do you want? He's like, we get lots of international staff here, like trying to do this. Like, what do you bring to the table? And instead, I initially thought, I should just start with our pitch. Like, our training program is really good and you should buy our investments, But I was like, no. He had some stuff on the table. And one of it was a picture of his family. And so instead of answering his question, I said, tell me about that picture on your desk. And he goes, this is my daughter. This is my son, like blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, where did you grow up? Where did you go? Where are they now? And he was actually in Kathmandu, and there was his family was actually living in sort of far away, so he didn't see them very often. And I was like, tell me about that place. And we talked for like half an hour. And I remember my Interpol partner was beside me and was not aware that I was doing this rapport build and was just like, what is happening? Like, why aren't we talking about like the school? But the whole time I'm talking about the school, So we talked about his family. It was really good. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, like come over for drinks after, which is common. They do that anyways because they're polite society there in Nepal. But it was like, he was like, come over and like have some food and it's gonna be great. Some momo, some classic Nepalese food there. And so he like embraced us as like brothers, but at the beginning of that interaction, he was like, I hate international staff. Like you guys all talk big game, but don't do anything. And so that was an example where like that rapport was so strongly built so quickly that he really felt a bind to me and I felt a bind to him because we were having that nice reciprocity and not many people give that nice attention. So this is a good technique.